Good afternoon, y'all. I hope you're outside and you're enjoying this beautiful weather because it really is gorgeous out here. I'm just soaking up the sun from my balcony. And I'm going to start reading chapter 12. Just before the end of the lunch period, someone knocked very lightly on the door to the counselor's office. "Come in," said Carla. A girl timidly stepped inside. "Are you Miss Davis?" she asked. "Yes, but I prefer to be called Carla." "Do I have to tell you my name?" asked the girl. "No, not if you don't want to." "Colleen Varigold," said the girl. She sat down in one of the chairs around the round table and said, "I don't know who to invite to my birthday party." Carla remained standing. "See, there's this boy I want to invite," said Colleen. "Do I have to tell you his name?" "No." "Jeff Fishkins." Carla smiled. "But if I invite Jeff, then I'll have to invite another boy, because I can't invite 7 girls and only 1 boy, can I?" "I don't. Except Jeff has only 1 friend, and he's the most horrible, rotten boy in the whole school. I can't invite Bradley Chalkers to my birthday party. I just can't." She took a breath. "So what should I do?" "You want me to tell you whom to invite to your birthday party?" "Lori says you're good at solving problems." "Lori solves her own problems. I just help her think for herself." "But I don't know what to think," Colleen exclaimed. "I can't invite 7 girls and only 1 boy, and I can't invite Bradley." "When's your birthday?" "November 13th. "Then you still have plenty of time," said Carla. "Let me give you a form for your parents to sign." "Right now, I'm not even allowed to talk to you without your parents' permission." "That's dumb." "No, it isn't," said Carla. "Some parents don't want strangers giving advice to their children." "But my parents won't care," said Colleen. "They said I can invite anybody I want to my birthday party." "That's not the point," said Carla. She handed her the form. Colleen reluctantly took it. "Can't you just whisper it to me?" she asked. Carla shook her head. Melinda and Lori were waiting for Colleen when he came out. "Who are you going to invite?" asked Melinda. "Not Bradley," said Lori. "Please, not Bradley." "I don't know yet," said Colleen. "She won't tell me until my parents sign this form." Okay, so that's chapter 12. We're going to move on to chapter 13. Bradley dragged his feet as he walked to Carla's office. She was waiting in the hall for him. "It's a pleasure to see you today," she said. "I appreciate you coming to see me." She held out her hand. He stepped past her and sat down at the round table. She sat across from him. "The reason the president doesn't wear a hat is because the doorways are too low," he said. He used to wear one, but every time he walked through a door, he'd hit his hat and it would fall on the floor. "That makes sense," Carla agreed. "Thank you for sharing that with me." "But," she whispered, "I thought you weren't allowed to tell me such top secret information." "The president says he trusts you," said Bradley. "Thank you, Bradley," said Carla. "I'm glad you trust me." He looked at her as if he thought she were deaf. He hadn't said he trusted her. He had said the president trusted her. But he decided to let it go. She was wearing a yellow shirt with large green triangular buttons all the way down the front. On one side of the buttons was a big white exclamation point. On the other side, there was a big white question mark. "Jeff trusts you too," he said. "I understand you two have become friends," said Carla. "We're best friends." "That's wonderful," said Carla. "Today, after school, we're going to do our homework together at his house. I'm going to help him with the stuff he doesn't understand." "That's very nice of you," said Carla. "I'm sure Jeff appreciates having you as a friend." "I'm his only friend," said Bradley. "But even if he had other friends, he won't have any other friends," Bradley interrupted. "You don't know that." "Yes, I do. I'm his only friend." "But suppose he makes new friends." "I don't want him to." "But if he had made new friends, then his new friends could become your friends too." "He won't," said Bradley, shaking his head. "Just because you and he are friends, that doesn't mean he can't have other friends too," said Carla. "Yes, it does." "Why?" "Because," he said proudly, "so long as Jeff is friends with me, nobody else will like him." Okay, so that was chapter 13. We're going to go ahead and read chapter 14. Homework. After school, Bradley Chalkers was going to Jeff Fishkin's house, and they were going to do their homework together. Bradley couldn't believe it. Homework. It was all he thought about as he sat at his desk, last seat, last row, and waited for school to end. Maybe it won't be too horrible, he reasoned. After all, Jeff always does his homework. He must like it. The more he thought about it, the more he liked the idea. Homework. Work you do at home. Except he wouldn't do it at his home. He would do it at Jeff's home, and that was even better. It would be his first time over at Jeff's house. And after he did his homework, Miss Ebel might give him a gold star. Instead of scribbling, he drew little stars, one after another, until the bell rang. But first, they had to beat up those girls. "Come on, let's go," he said, hopping out of his seat. "Just a sec," said Jeff. He got a book from his desk. "Oh, do I need one of those?" Bradley asked. He hadn't realized that in order to do his homework, he would need to bring his book home. "That's okay. We can share mine." They walked outside. There was a light drizzle. "They're in Miss Sharp's class," said Bradley. "We can wait here until they come out, then sneak behind them." "Who?" "Those girls. We have to beat them up so they won't say hello to you." "We should probably get started on our homework right away," said Jeff. "It won't take long," Bradley assured him. "You just have to hit them once, and then they'll cry and run away." "But it's raining," said Jeff. It was barely misting. "Good. We can push them in the mud and get their clothes dirty. Girls hate it when their clothes get dirty." They stood about 10 yards away from Miss Sharp's door and waited. Several kids came out, but they didn't see Colleen, Lori, or Melinda. "Maybe they've already gone home," Jeff said hopefully. "No. Girls always take a long time to leave class," Bradley exclaimed. "First, they have to put their papers neatly in their notebooks. Then they have to mark their places in their books and put all of their pencils in their pencil holders. Then they have to put everything away neatly in their desk." He said it as though it was the most disgusting thing anyone could do. "Shh, here they come." Melinda, followed by Colleen and Lori, came out of Miss Sharp's room. Bradley put his fingers to his lips. Then he and Jeff walked after them, keeping their distance. They followed the girls around the side of the building and along the sidewalk away from the school. "Let's just go home," said Jeff. "The homework might take a long time." "Girls kick," warned Bradley. "They don't know how to punch, so they try to kick you." He quickened his pace until he was just a few steps behind the girls. Jeff lagged a little behind. Lori was the first to turn around. "Ew, Bradley Chalkers," she said, making a face. "Lori Loudmouth," snapped Bradley, "the ugliest girl in school." Melinda and Colleen stopped walking and turned around too. "Grow up, Bradley," said Melinda. "Make me," he replied. "Hello, Jeff," Colleen said very quietly. "Hello," said Jeff. "Quit saying hello to him," said Bradley. "It's a free country," said Lori. "We can say hello." "Not to us," said Bradley. "We didn't say hello to you," said Lori. "Just him." "Hello, Jeff." "Hello," said Jeff. Lori laughed. "Why don't you just leave us alone, Bradley?" said Melinda. "No, you leave us alone first," Bradley said, and he pushed Melinda. She pushed him back. He pushed her again. She shoved him off the sidewalk. He slipped on the wet grass and fell to the ground. Lori laughed hysterically. Bradley scrambled angrily to his feet. "You got my clothes dirty." "Bradley wet his pants," teased Lori, hiding behind Melinda. "Shut up," he yelled. "You started it," said Melinda. "I'll punch your face in," said Bradley. He shook his fist at her. Melinda raised her fist in the air. He charged towards her, then kicked her in the leg. She slugged him in the face with all her might. Bradley stumbled backwards and almost fell again, but caught his balance. He glared at Melinda as his eyes swelled with tears. "No fair! 4 against 1, he shouted, then ran home crying. And that is the end of chapter 14. So we will pick up with chapter 15 on the next video.